K60 West Y, Delta Mike 06.
KD6BQ from WB6ISO. KD6BQ, WB6ISO.
Yeah, WB6ISO, KD6BQ, I'm swinging the beam more towards your direction. Thought I heard you on earlier tonight, but I couldn't arrange your attention over.
Yeah, you need to move your antenna over this way there, Rich. I'll be able to hear you. I did hear your CW, but, yeah, there's a pleasant good evening there to you. You get the beam over this way? Yeah, I know that for sure. Do you want to go to 230, 230 for just a brief one? You bet your WB6ISO, clear, kill us why.
Market.
Hi, John.
Hey, hi, Aaron. This is the CW Net.
Oh, on 10?
Yeah, just got in here from dinner. I guess you're not there.
Well, or it's not happening. Who knows? I never pay attention to that. I have I have the sideband net ready to go in the background, but did you see my text? I now have 220 antennas, so eventually I should be on that band.
Yes, good. And yeah, I saw that. I have one of the Ukrainian transferers in the van. I've got the Q5 transfer in here, which is the best, of course. I do have another Ukrainian.
K6MYC, WB6JNP, do you copy mine?
It's on the floor around here somewhere. That was maybe going to go to the mountaintop, but that has never happened yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of the, I want to get the 100 watt one, but I'm probably going to just go for the 50 watt one. Yeah, I don't plan on running an amplifier right away, so I at least want something that can put out some power. And that might be Mikey's whistle in the background. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Along with K6MI 711. I've got the 25 watt Q5 220 transformer because that goes right into the perfect into the linear.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just look at the price of the 100 watt one and go, I don't know if I want to spend $800.
Well, 25 watt one, I think it's 500.
Exactly. So, yeah, at that point, you're paying for power.
Well, 100 versus whatever, if you had 150 amp, you might as well just start out with 100.
All right. I hear you.
K6MYC, WB6JNP.
Yeah, good evening, Gary. WB6JNP 107. Judy's just getting her pen poised here, so
107.
Yeah, she's got 107. Okay, and we got 711, and we got 1079 and 1100, probably, right, Aaron?
Roger.
Okay.
Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
There's 982. Good evening, Daryl. KG6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982. 982 for Judy. I was talking over you.
And KJ6TYO 1009.
Thank you, she says. Thank you, Ron. Good to hear you.
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, Ron. K6MI.
Hello, John.
Good evening, John. We heard you in there earlier. Just walked in the shack here. We're just finished. This happens to be Wednesday, and it's 2 meters tonight. And I'm pointed. Where in the heck am I pointed here? I'm pointed wrong for 2 meters. I should be pointed south, so let me get this antenna around to the south. Whoops. There we go. All right, now we're rotating. One of these days, very soon, the extension, what do you call it? The extender box came in, Aaron. So I think we've got all the pieces now for Frank to get it all hooked up tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, let me know if you guys need any help.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will let you know. I think he's got it pretty well figured out. Alpha 6 Sugar, number 800. We got you, Bill. Good evening from Visalia.
Good evening to you there, Mikey.
Yes, sir. Got quite a group in here already tonight. We had quite a group last night on 1296. I think we had over 20. Or 21, yeah. That's amazing. I didn't think we had that many on 1296. And we didn't get anybody out of the Nevada area because Larry's broken and Daniel had torn everything down because he was expecting a big storm, snowstorm coming in up his way on Carson City. So nobody on from there, and we still did pretty good. The conditions on 1296 were dismal, really dismal. But we managed to make something out of it anyway. All right, let's see. I'm just going to run down the roster here. I heard, did we hear Rob yet? Haven't heard Rob yet. All right, Aaron, you're in there. Yeah, I know. I'm going to just run down the line here, but I think we had 107 in first. Good evening to you, Dane, again. And I'll shoot it over to you quickly and let you make your peace with the world here. Go ahead.
Okay, well, actually, I think I'm at peace with the world. Mother Nature and I might be having a disagreement, but the world and I are doing well. Aside from being cold up here in the morning, everything's fine. No precipitation today. So, anyway, K6MYC, WB6JNP, and I called Dan on our other frequency, but no word from him yet.
Okay. Well, it was cold this morning, but not as cold as yesterday. But tomorrow morning, we're supposed to be in the 40s, so it's supposed to cool off again tonight. And then it won't supposed to get above 65 at our place in the daytime tomorrow. Today it was nice. I'm sure we got up in the mid-70s. It was very pleasant out. We were in town. I had a dental appointment with myself and Judy. We both went to the dentist today. And then we did a little bit of shopping here and there. Had a nice lunch at Mimi's Cafe. We haven't eaten there for a long time. There's a few Mimi's around. Some of you guys have probably taken a meal at Mimi's, but that was nice, very nice, and good as ever. So that was nice. I used to go there with Myrna a lot. I hadn't been there for years. I'd forgotten about the place because I can't see anymore. So I don't. It doesn't ring a bell because it's kind of hidden away. Anyway, we had a good time. So that was the story there. Let's see. So we got Dane in here. We got Aaron, 1079. We got John, K6 Mexico, Italy. You've been quite quiet, John. Are you doing okay?
Oh, good. Yeah, I had a rehearsal Monday night and had a concert in Reedy last Friday night. That went very well. So it's all good. I've been kind of working on update. I have an old K234A and I want to update it to the M model. I already went down to the factory and bought the upgrade kit. So I'm starting to work on that.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, good luck with that. That should make a big difference, I think. Can you get it all back together and up and running? That'll be good. Are you going to take that one down to the site in the mountains?
Well, I'm thinking about it, but this summer, the last couple of weeks, we've had 70-mile-per-hour winds, but in the winter we get 150-mile-per-hour gusts. So I wasn't planning on leaving it up for the winter. I've got an A3 fishcraft that I just used on the CQP, just up for the weekend and down, and I have a KT-34A up here, but it's an old one, so I was going to take it down, change out the rotor, put the rebuilt one up here. The other choice was the SP2000 M squared that you know, you only made 10 of those for Marty Lane, but I've got one of them here. It's heavier, 60 pounds instead of 40 pounds for about the same gain.
Yeah, it's nothing different about the antenna, except it's heavier duty, a little bit more double wall here and there and so on. But that could be left out if you're going to keep it down where you are, but if you wanted to put it up there at the 150 mile an hour spot, it would probably make it okay.
Mike coming in, yeah, it's an idea. So I'm playing all this over in my head, but gotta rebuild the 34A anyways, no matter where it ends up.
Okay. I'm hearing the Southern California boys. We'll take a standby for them in just a second here. So let me go a little further down the line here. Let's see. I'm certainly leaving out somebody. Let me shoot it up to you, Daryl, see how you're doing. And then we'll get it down to Bill. And I think there's one or two others in here that I'm missing. And we'll take a standby for N6SWR and also KB6RQU. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox in the group K6MYC.
KK6ZKE.
Okay, hi 704. Hang on.
Oh, nothing to report. We're took the wife to her first physical therapy appointment, and she's hurting tonight. And we're just transferring data into a new phone, that kind of junk.
Okay. So you're just hanging in there, getting your wife back to where she can amble along on her own, I guess. So sounds good.
Yeah,
all right.
That's all. Yeah. But she, they told her she's doing extremely good. So that's good.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sure I enjoyed the therapy. That's the fun part of the whole thing. And you get to meet some nice people. The therapists and the people working in there as helpers and advisors are very, very fun and friendly people. They're used to dealing with a lot of different people with a lot of different attitudes. So if you're a normal person, you get along with them really well. Otherwise, you get beat up with a rubber hose. I'm kidding, of course. Okay. Let's see. We don't have Rob in here yet. We don't have Frank in here yet. Who are we missing? BBG. We haven't got Dave in here yet.
KM6SR just got home.
And W6BBS72's been trying to check in, or not trying, but waiting for a shot. But you've been kind of going down the list, so I've been being quiet.
Okay, thanks for quiet man duty there, Frank. W6BBS72, good evening. And we got Rob in here also, KM6SRR432. And Judy's screeching and scrambling and writing stuff down here. And we've got our cat Abby in the building, in the room with us, and he's up on the black table. He just has found a good spot right next to Judy's elbow. A black cat on a black table. I can't even see him. The only reason I know he's there, he's blocking out the white stuff behind him. I can see an outline on the white stuff of a black cat. He's a character. He hardly ever jumps up on anything, but he likes that black table. I think he feels comfortable up there. He's camouflaged up there. Okay, let's see. Bill, down to you. Let me shoot it to you, Frank, and get an update on what's happened with you today. Anything any breakthroughs? Anything get repaired or whatever? Over.
Okay, give me just a second here.
I hear a CW in there, but it's very light. Anybody else copy the CW? That's probably KD6BQ 249.
Yeah, hi, Mike. KG6USS. That's here tonight. Other.
KG6 USS. Is that you, John?
That would be me. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine. Just hang on a second, John. I got a couple more people to get checked in thoroughly here, and then we'll see who wants to work you down there and give you some numbers. That's 831. John. Anyway, Frank, if you got we can let you go for a minute, and we can go through and get John taken care of if you don't mind.
Well, let's see here. Okay, yeah, just check it. I was just getting the amp fired up. You could take him first, or I can give you a kind of a detailed report. Over.
Well, let's hold on the report till we have a dead time in a few minutes here. And Rob, are you pointed down toward LA? You ready to talk to, give your number to John down there?
Sure, you betcha, Mike. KM6SR, number 432. Larry wanted me to check him in. He wasn't sure if he's going to get here on time to make the net, W60WL.
Oh, okay. Well, he hasn't checked in forever. So I'm glad to see that Larry's maybe got a radio again there and maybe got some antennas in the air. So we'll check in W60WL, but I can't remember his number. I think it's 719.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Hang on one more second, John. We'll be right with you.
Roger, roger.
Is that John out in the desert all working?
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I think if I remember, it was KG6USS. KG6USS. This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 6 Baker Sugar, number 72. Over.
Roger, got you there, number 72, KG6USS. Good signal in here tonight.
Yeah, Roger. You're not breaking my S-meter, but I got a full copy on you. I finally got the amp online, so I got a kilowatt pointed at you right now. So thanks for the check-in from DM07. Over.
All right, very good. Yeah, DM14FK, Frank Kilo up here in the high desert.
I'm sorry, I've got some noise just popped up, and it took you out that time. Over.
Just gave him his grid. That's okay. It's DM14. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, John? KG6USS. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. I didn't have the amp on. Sorry about that. Good evening, John. KG6USS. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Bozo 432. Over. How you doing, Rob? Actually, I heard you very well without your amp on there. You want to kick it off one more time and try it? Oh, that's okay. We don't want to take up too much of Mike's net here. Experiment. We can do it later. Over. I copy that. All right, we got you on the list there. Thanks for checking in.
Okay, and John, mine is, of course, 47, K6MYC, Bozo 47. Probably got my, let's see, Bill, you want to say hello to John down there. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, roger, Mikey. KG6USS, Able 6 Sugar, number 800. AA6 Sierra John, Bill, number 800. KG6USS, AA6S, over.
Yeah, AA6S, Bill, 800. I got you loud and clear down here on Southern California in the high desert there. Copy.
QSL, you're loud here too. Back to you there, John, and we're in Delta Mary 06, DM06. KG6USS, AA6S, over.
AA6S, KG6USS, 73. Anybody else?
KG6USS from Kilo 6 Mike India, K6 Mike India, DM06, number 711.
Ooh, 7,11. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, roll them dice. Okay, I got you here, and thanks for checking in.
Thanks.
That's John for your records, John. You won't have too much trouble remembering K6MI as John, would you?
I don't think so. You know, every house has at least one.
Okay. Very good. Is there anybody else that wants to say hello to John down there in the high desert of Delta Mike 14 before we let him go? Over. Okay, it's all quiet at the moment, John, so 73, thanks for checking in here. Good to hear you, and you've just been ripping my ears off up here. You're really strong tonight. So wonderful conditions on 2 meters. KG6USS, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, Delta Bravo, Central California.
All right, Mike. Yeah, I always have a good time talking to you, and all the guys up there in the Central Valley there. You all have a good evening, and bid you a better day tomorrow. K6MYC, KG6USS.
USS 7-3 all.
Okay, 7-3, John, thanks. Oh, do we have any other check-ins? KB6RQU, Rick, are you here?
Yeah, Bozo 61, KB6RQU, good evening.
Okay, do you want to say hello to John down there?
Hello, John, old Bozo 61, over.
Must have turned the antenna or something. Anyway, good evening to you, Rick. We missed you last night. Not last night, but the night before on 6 meters. But good to hear you. Big booming signal tonight, and hopefully things are well down there. Temperatures are sneaking toward winter, aren't they?
Yeah, yes, they are. And I did talk to a Rob there on 6 meters. I did get checked in.
Oh, no, we heard you. I was thinking of, I think it was Sunday night. I didn't hear you.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, it's impossible. Sometimes you check in late, and then I've kind of memorized the check-ins in rotation. And if you check in way out of order, then sometimes I forget that you have checked in. So don't go by my memory on whether you've checked in or not. If you think you're in, you probably have been. Anyway, great signal. Rob, over to you for a hello to Rick.
You betcha. I got you checked in, Rick. No problem. KB6RQU, KM6SRR. Good to have you there. Thanks for checking in.
KM6SRR. Thanks, Rob. KB6RQU, 73.
Okay. We're joking about the cat here. Anyway, okay. Well, one more check for N6SWR. Ben, are you in there? N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, okay, 6MYC in the Bozo Net. Need somebody else in Bakersfield. There's a lot of hams in that town. There's got to be somebody on 2 meter sideband. But they aren't listening here.
Hi, Matt.
You're there? Did I hear you there, John? N6SWR, go ahead.
I got some check-ins for you.
No, I think that's the LA guys. Okay. Let's see. We're missing quite a few regulars up in here. N6BYH, WA6OIB, K6MTS. 4 or 5 others. How about K6BBG? Are you here yet, Dave?
226 is here.
Speak of the devil. Go ahead, Ken. And by the way, we were looking through a bunch of my cabinets and drawers yesterday, and I got about 4 boxes of stuff left over from Ken Holiday. Stuff that you could use, a lot of amp parts and stuff like that. So one of these days when you get up this way, you can pull out these boxes and either take them all home or pick out what little pieces in there that you want. You can have anything in there that meets your fancy. Over.
Yeah, that sounds good. K6MYC, WA6OIB, 226 here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got to get up there anyway. It's been too long. I haven't been here in a while. So I got to get a Mikey fix.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, we got quite a few, and these are interesting parts. Some of them are new, and some of them might even have markings on. We found a little tray full of devices, the high-power devices, and they looked like they'd been soldered in, but they were saved and cleaned up beautifully. So we're wondering if they aren't new and they were pulled off the board because the board fried or something else. But one of them is marked with some designator, which we got the feeling that it was they were bad. But there was 3 of them that were not marked at all, and we're just not sure if they're any good or not. But if they're good devices, that they could be nice repairs pieces for amps that go out in the future. Anyway, I'll let you look at all that stuff, take it, and there's probably a way to check those things with an ohmmeter. You can tell the difference between a good one and a bad one looking at the gates. I've done that, and usually you can find the bad ones. Anyway, good to hear you. And yeah, we're going to be home. I think we're going to home. The only day we were gone from the house was today. In fact, we came within about 100 yards of your house as we drove down. They've got Willow blocked off, so we couldn't go home on Willow. We were over there at the Willow nursery, and we came down Willow, and we were going to go home on Willow down to Friant Road, and boom, all of a sudden it was blocked off, so we had to turn there on Copper. So we drove right by your place. WA6OIB in the group, K6MYC, and then we'll go to Atascadero.
Contact. Yeah. Oh boy, somebody's really distorted there. Who was that?
Oh, it's not. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, you say I'm distorted. Now, I shouldn't be distorted. I thought I had everything fixed. So let's address that first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the box Mike's telling you about. Over. Yeah, you're okay. Maybe you were just mumbling or something, but you sound okay now. So, yeah, I've got to get over on 10 meters here pretty quick. Okay, very good, very good. Well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Ken, was about this amp. This is Mikey's amp, but I'm running a full kilowatt right now, just to make sure I sound okay. And the other thing, just for example, in all that stuff Mike's talking about there's one box down there that's got a bunch of the Unelco capacitors in it, like in the filters on these amps. And I didn't look at values or anything, but there's got to be 50 to 100 of them things in there. So there's some good stuff there. Anyways, you can get going. I'll catch you later. Good evening, Ken. A6OIB, W6BBS. Yeah, okay, real good, Frank. All right. Well, that sounds good. I'll go up there and take a look. I've got to get to the shop, too. I've got a couple amps in there waiting for me to repair, and I've been out and about. I had to work all day today, so I'm going to maybe try and get in there tomorrow for a little while into the shop. So, all right, I'll let you guys carry on, and I'll scoot over to 10 meters here. WA6OIB, back to net.
Okay, try to get back here when you're done with 10. Say hi to the guys there on 10 meters. WA6OIB, K6MYC. Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley before we go to Atascadero? Over.
Kilo, Echo 6, Bravo, Kilo, 858.
858, hello Eddie, KE6BK. KE6BK 858. Good to hear you. We've been calling you the last couple of weeks at the end of the net, but this is the right time to check in while we're pointed in your direction. Thanks for coming in. Let me shoot it over to Rob, and he can say hello to you as well. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, how you doing, Eddie? KE6BK, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Hey, thanks for checking in there. I hear you on the Aries net and hoping you'd come in here, over.
So, yep, we'll let you get on with the net there. Good speaking with both of you. Have a great one. We'll catch you later on. KE6BK, 73.
Okay, 73, Eddie. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. I'm adjusting the door here. Try to keep the door sort of closed, but Cat wants to go in and out and commune with the skunks and the raccoons out there. All right. I guess we're done in this area, but great to hear you, Eddie. Thanks again for coming in at this hour. If you can do it more often, we're always here. Of course, we're pointed your way till at least 7:45, almost every day when we're pointed down on 2 meters down that way. I mean, when we're on 2 meters, we're always here until 7:45 pointed down your way. KE6BK for your final, K6MYC. Did I lose you, Eddie? Does he have another net or something, Rob?
I'm not sure, but he kind of sounded like he was done and he was going to sign off. Over.
Okay. Must be an awkward time for him to check in. All right, I'm going to Atascadero. We've we bled this section of the country dry. go down your way, Ron. I think you should be there tonight. W6QUI. We missed you last night, but something must have come up because we did look for you. W6QUI, Atascadero. K6MYC, over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Well, I told you Sunday I would not be on Tuesday. I would not be here, so you probably forgot about that. A whole bunch of check-ins, so that was great. You know, there were that many people on 1200, but to hear numbers like that, I should be okay next week. Anyway, hello to everybody over there. I heard a couple of the LA stations here, with my beam pointed at you, which is kind of amazing. Now, the band's in really good shape here tonight, so anyway, W6QUI, Bozo 1055. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, very good. And any word on Eric's progress on his setup there?
I haven't. In fact, I need to call him, find out what's going on. It's been way over a week since I've talked to him. I usually talk to him about every other day. Whenever I was gone, I was away from the house and the radio every day last week, so he called me then. Obviously would have missed him, but usually calls me on the phone if he really needs something. So I will find out what's going on there. That's about it from here. I'm enjoying the cool weather. Over.
Okay. W6QUI in the group K6MYC. I'm sorry about me messing up on Tuesday. I thought you said you would be there. So maybe when you say you are not going to be there, you have to make it emphatic, because maybe I just heard the slur, I'm not going to be there, and I might have heard it as you will be there. So make it a very clear point. Not that it matters. We did look for you. Bill looked for you, and I also had Mike call down there for you. So, but no skin off anybody's butt for sure. You weren't there, and that's all there is to it. And it's a good thing we didn't hear you because you weren't there. 7-3. And let me shoot it over to Rob, and perhaps 10:55. Perhaps Frank wants to say hello to you as well, and maybe some others. Rob, W6QUI with KM6SR to take it, K6MYC.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I remembered that Ron told us he was going to be missing Tuesday. That's okay. Good evening, Ron. Good to have you here, KM6SR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. Yeah, well, you heard it, I guess. Very good. Yeah, well, I try to make it, but yeah, something uneventful came up. Usually I'm always here on Tuesday, so we'll talk to you next Tuesday. As far as I know, there's nothing happening. Oh, that's about it. Anybody else over there? W6QUI.
W6QUI.
Good evening there, AA6S. Back to you, Ron, over.
Yeah, good evening, Bill. Loud as usual. So, band's in good shape here tonight. I have a little power line noise tonight. That's unusual. Usually on 2 meters it's pretty quiet, but something's sparking away out there, so usually I blame it on the hot weather, but it's not hot, so I don't know what's going on. Insulators are full of dust, I guess. Anyway, good to hear you, Bill. Over.
Yeah, Roger, I kind of turned a little bit off with you because I had so much noise I couldn't hear Mikey there. I went a little bit farther towards the south. Anyway, I get off here. I think somebody else wanted to give you a shout, and we'll just stand by here. W6QUI, AA6S. Good night, Ron.
Yeah, good night, Bill.
W6QUI, W6BBS. Good evening, Ron.
Yeah, good evening, Frank. Good signal.
Yeah, I finally got the amp on, so I got about a kilowatt running here. Of course, you got a good signal as usual, too. And I just had one question for you, all this confusion. Are you going to be here or not, you know, and people calling you when you said you weren't going to be here and blah, blah, blah. You know, and not a question, but just a comment, man. That's the price you pay for popularity, man.
I didn't know I was popular.
Well, you're not, Ron. Don't let it make you head swell down there. You're only, we only want you because you're in a rare grid, over.
So you have a good one, Ron. W6QUI, W6BBS, DMO7.
Okay, Frank, very good. Well, good evening to everybody over there. I guess I'm popular because I'm the only one on most of the time.
That's it, and you're in a rare grid besides.
Yeah, that's true. Stony Mike 95. Yeah, when I first moved up here, I was on 2 meters right away with 4-element beam. And boy, when the contests were on, was I ever busy. There was nobody in this area other than me. They were all scrambling to talk to me.
I heard somebody just call in underneath you. Was that maybe LA sneaking in? Did anybody else hear that station? Nobody else responded. Was there somebody else that was calling in underneath Ron there? This is Bozo Net, Mike, K6MYC, standing by. Go ahead, go ahead. It might be just the LA guys. They're really strong. They're so strong tonight I can hear them when I'm not even pointed at them. Okay, Ron, let you go. We'll see you. I guess we won't see you tomorrow night. You're not very often on 432. So we'll see you Sunday night, if not sooner. W6QUI, stay cool. Okay, 6MYC.
Yeah, that's no problem anymore. It's 44 in the morning and 65 in the daytime here today.
That's what it's going to be for us tomorrow, give or take a degree or two. So we're not, I'm not excited about that. I like my temperatures in the mid to high 70s, thank you. That's probably why I live here and not where you are. 73 Ron, good evening. W6QUI, K6MYC, clear and going up to Santa Cruz.
73.
Okay, over towards Santa Cruz here. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, either one, K6MYC.
Boy, you sound great and clean, Hart.
Wow, you're good too. Must be backscattering. Give Judy your number and then we'll come around in a few minutes and talk to you.
Yeah, WB6GGY884. WB6GGY, Bozo 884.
Yeah, hi Phil, she says. Thank you, Phil. We had to go to the dentist office this morning, and I was a little short of time. I didn't get on 2 meters at all. Not 2 meters, 40 meters. But we should be okay in the morning. We'll try to get there around 8 o'clock, give or take. See what happens. If I don't show up, I don't make it. Sometimes it's so dark in the bedroom we just oversleep. Thanks, and we'll be around your way in a few minutes, Phil. Now, let's see, Santa Cruz or AF6 United. AF6 United or KW6S, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
Well, a lot better signal tonight. I don't know what was wrong last night, but it was really weak. Probably nothing wrong. We had weak signals from some people, and other people was quite strong. So it was a very funny night, but it must have been in layers. 610 from KW6S. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, not much going on here. Been pulling out cables and switches and stuff that's no longer in use here on the station. Getting ready to do a little remodeling on it, but mostly getting rid of all the stuff I never use anymore or isn't even hooked up. I think I told you before my classic was the 2-foot-long jumper that had an end connector on one end adapted to UHF, and the other end had a UHF adapted to N, and it was only about 2 feet long. I can't believe I ever did that.
Well, that's what you call your universal patch cord.
Yeah, it had multiple uses, I guess, but it could have been used without the adapters for a while. But in general, things are moving along good here. Weather's great. A little on the cool side and a little bit overcast, but really pretty nice here.
Yeah, very good. On the way into the dentist office today, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, we looked up in the sky, and I said, well, so much for the 30% chance of rain. It was clear as a bell, bright blue, sunny sky, and it stayed that way all day, and the day warmed up pretty nicely, but for the most part, we had sun all day, and not a trace of rain. And now what I'm hearing now is maybe Saturday. But from what I can gather from one of the weather reports, it looks like the storms that we're going to get are coming in from the south. Now, whether that means south over from Arizona or south up through from the Pacific over New Zealand or something, I don't know. But either way, it may never get to us. Some of those storms peter out before they get up this far. It's supposed to hit Los Angeles anyway on Saturday, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's see. Let me see if Lee is there tonight. Lee, how about it? AF6 United in the group K6MYC. Oh, maybe Lee had something else going tonight. He certainly wouldn't have any trouble getting through. Propagation is good. Okay. Anybody else want to say hi to Tom, or should we just we'll slide it over to you, Tom, and then you can take a standby. If Bill is around, he may want to work you. He tried to work you the other night, and the conditions were so crappy on 1296. He says, I don't even think we'll hear each other. KW6S and the group K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm picturing Lee feverishly working in his garage, clearing out a spot for his new ham shack now that the track car and whatever else went with it gave him a little space. And that's got to be pretty exciting because I think he was operating off the kitchen counter. So this would be a lot more fun, I think. Yeah, I don't remember if I was hearing Bill or Frank was it last night. I don't know who else. I haven't heard Bill in quite a while, but then I haven't really turned the antenna down that way. Back to you, Mike. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, Bill, are you on frequency? Want to say hello to Tom up here? Go ahead. He may be off on another frequency working Ralph, maybe on 090 or something, so who knows. Anyway, 70 trees for now, Tom. We'll see you tomorrow night on 432, no doubt, and hopefully we'll have maybe Lee will be in there. He certainly can get to us on that band, but if he's all torn down and trying to rebuild the shack, well, we'll let him use that excuse for at least a week or so. Hi. KW6S 73 K6MYC.
Hey, I'd like to speak to Tom there, Mike. KW6S, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Tommy is still there?
Yeah, I'm hearing somebody, but it's way down. I've no chance of picking them up. But yeah, I've enjoyed Lee's enthusiasm. I'm glad he's carrying through on stuff. Catch you tomorrow night. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, well, hang on just a second. Rob may not have the antenna quite on you. It was Rob, KM6SRR. He would like to say hello to you. So just, he'll give you a couple of calls, and we'll see what happens here. KW6S, go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, Mike. I think I've got it peaked on the best that I can anyway. KW6S, KW6S. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo, DMO7, and I've got a kilowatt going your way, over.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Yeah, I'm got you good now. Wasn't hearing you before, but this is good now. Good evening, Rob. How are things going down there?
Oh, going as usual. I guess better than I deserve. So thanks for the shout out there. I just wanted to, assuming you're well. Sometimes I don't, so I wanted to give you a call.
Yeah, very good. We'll have to give it a try tomorrow night on 432. KM6SRR, KW6S. Back to you, Mike.
Okay. Very good. How about you, Frank?
KW6S, W6BBS, top of the evening, Tom. I'm busy rebuilding here, and so not looking at S meters, but you're very loud as usual, over.
W6BBS, KW6S. Yeah, good evening, Frank. Yeah, you're doing real respectable there. I've got a kind of a useless S meter on the TS2000 there, but so I hardly ever look at it. But you pretty much always come in pretty good. So I'll let you get back to your construction. And last night I heard some of all the rebuilding and stuff you're resetting up. Mine's going to be a little more housekeeping than rebuilding, but I hope that all goes well for you. W6BBS, KW6S.
Yeah, very good, Tom. Yeah, I drug this trailer on this property a year and a half ago, and it's a 33-foot toy hauler, but it's my radio room, and it had pretty much all my radio gear, everything just stuffed in it, and other stuff. And between working for other people, working for Mike, and then just doing the infrastructure in this place, there's very little time to really work on my ham radio stuff. So I have literally for the last year been operating in a storage shed with my radio sitting on one box and just stuff on boxes and wires strung around. And I finally got the back end of it stripped out, and I'm beefing up the floor because I have so many big amps and stuff in here now, and just putting it all together for the I hope final time, and just all the years I've been doing this in different places, I've learned a lot of things that I want to do or don't want to do, and so I'm taking my time going through it, and it's going to be nice when I get done. Well, top of the evening to you, Tom. Catch you later. KW6S, W6BBS.
Yeah, very good. I'm hoping you'll put pictures up on your one of the websites or one of the places you have pictures posted, and I'll see the progress or the finished product. Looking forward to it. W6BBS, KW6S. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, sounds good. We'll let you go, and we'll slide over into the Bay Area. We're running a little late here, so we better get after it. Good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night, like I say. There we are up into the Bay Area. QRZ, the Bay Area, Bozo Net, 2 meters, K6MYC, taking check-ins, over.
Check Romeo, Bozo 285.
Oh boy, got a whole bunch of you guys. I'm going to grab numbers here very quickly and move on, and then we'll get back to everybody. I heard 285. We got you, Jim. Who else?
1775.
775. We got you. 775. We got you, Mike. Who else?
52 Whiskey Romeo X-ray.
Okay, Romeo X-ray. That's a new one on me. Let me get your call sign. Who is the Romeo X-ray? Over.
This is Whiskey 2, Whiskey Romeo X-ray. This is Carl, Charlie Alpha Romeo Lima. Aloha.
Yeah, fine, Carl. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you from Modesto there. Give us your Bozo number, Carl, so Judy can write it down. W2WRX, Aloha, K6MYC.
Roger, roger. Number 294. Again, 294.
Hey, Mike.
We got it. We got you there, Carl. Hang on a second. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, you got somebody trying real weak that keeps getting covered up. That station that's tried several times to check in, try it again now. We're listening, over. Now he's not there. He was calling and calling under you and under Carl and the last few check-ins, so I thought I'd get a break in there and pick him up, but he doesn't appear to be there now. He gave up, I guess. Go ahead, Mikey. Thanks. W6BBS.
Bozo 177, KE6QR.
KE6VON, late check-in.
Okay, hang on, Adam. KE6VON. KE6 KG. No, that's not right. KG6. Darn it, Gary. I can't put the prefix to it. 177 anyway. 177. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, thank you. It's Kilo Echo 6 Quebec Romeo, Bozo 177, in great band conditions. Zero noise level tonight. Everybody's sounding good, and glad to hear a lot of check-ins from the Bay Area. So you go ahead, and we'll be listening in the background. K86QR, Charlie Mike 88.
Okay, well, we'll get up your way a little bit more in a minute, too, but good signal, solid copy. Not real strong, but solid. That may have been who Frank heard in here. Okay, there was somebody else as well. Who was the other one? K6MYC, Bozo Net. Look in the Bay Area.
WB6ISO.
You're not in the Bay Area, Dennis, but we'll take you anyway, and it's good to hear you. You've been missing a week or two. You have a bunch of check-ins for us, Dennis?
I do, and I can wait until you get. Up this way. No problem.
Okay, well, we'll be there in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to run through the Bay Area boys quickly here.
Yeah, you betcha. I'll be standing by.
Okay, so didn't hear anybody else new in there. Let me shoot it to you, Jim. WB6JNN. Hopefully they okayed your plumbing and they can keep plumbing away there. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Mike. K6MYC, WB6J, and well, not quite that simple, but I think everything's something we can get done. Although some of it I might have to pay a little extra for because they want some fireproof stuff in a couple of locations. That probably was not cooked into their proposals in the first place. We'll see. But I haven't heard from the guy today, so I guess he's figuring it all out. And it was a really nice day today. You never got beyond about 72 degrees, though. Kept to about 74 degrees in the house and nice and comfy. And let's see, anything else going on here? Well, really not. WB6JNN.
Okay, hang on. Judy was just looking at the rain predictions here. Looks like we're going to have maybe a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. So that's looking pretty good. 50% means that more than likely we're going to get it. Well, if it's 30%, chances are we don't get any. But when we get up around 50% or higher, then we usually get the rain they predict. So that's good news. We certainly need it. Okay, and your temperatures and your progress there, Jim, and a comfy day. Nice day here, too. It's cooling off tonight. It's going to be in the 40s tonight, so I've got the fire going in the house, but otherwise it was a very nice day. We had a good day downtown, and everything was successful. Judy and I got to the dentist, and we did pretty well with that, so there you are. Thanks, Jim. Over to you, Mike, if you're still copying. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Go ahead, Mike.
K6MYC, KB6WFC. Yeah, still copy. It's 54 degrees currently and clear. So there was another check-in that you may have missed, probably under me. It's, I think it was 787 Jimmy, KS6QCH. You may want to give a listen for him if he's still around. Over.
We will certainly do that. I thank you for that, Mike, and good to hear you. You're very strong over here tonight. Okay, Jimmy, KF6QCH 787. Go ahead.
Good evening, night, no traffic.
Okay, yeah, really down from normal, Jimmy. You're down quite a ways. I don't know whether you've changed something or maybe it's just propagation. But we copied you, got your 787 all okay. Good to hear you. We've been missing you for a couple of weeks. You might have been on vacation or something. I'll take one more standby for you, but keep it short and simple because the copy is not really good, Jimmy. Good to hear you. KF6QCH, K6MYC, over.
Roger, Mike. Copy all that message here. Yeah, it's a little bit down, but I copy you. Back to you, KF6QCH.
Okay. Very good. Good to hear you. And thanks very much for checking in. Who was after 775 there when you checked him in? Carl. Okay, Carl. Let me get it up to you, Carl. Good to hear you. You've been missing for a couple of weeks too. You may have been on vacation. Maybe you were over there in the home country. Let's see. W2WRX, K6MYC. Go ahead, Carl. Well, maybe Carl couldn't stick around there. I don't hear Carl now. Okay, who was after Carl?
Gary.
Gary, okay. Well, let me just, before we go up to Gary, let me get everybody else that's in the Bay Area. Gary is up there in the north part, way up north, Lafayette area. Bay Area. Anybody else? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
AB6SR 807.
90 something or other.
Okay, 1290 something or other is in there, and 807 is in there. Take one short one, Stan, and explain why you were missing the other night. Over.
Okay, K6MYC AB6SR 807. Good evening to Judy, and good evening to Frank, WBBS. Good modulation, Frank. No whiskers or raspiness or anything tonight. Wonderful signal from you. Okay, Sunday night we had a dinner party here, so I wasn't about on Sunday. And Monday night on 6, yes, I didn't get very good reception from you or anyone else really, so I didn't sign in. That's the reason for that. So keep it short because you're running a little late, and I think Jim's there as well before you move off out of the Bay Area. K6MYC AB6SR 807.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Stan. We weren't worried about you, but it was unusual not to hear you on the 2-meter net. You're usually in here pretty darn reliable, but I'm hoping you had a good dinner party there. That always takes precedence over the nets, that's for sure. Thanks again for checking in here. And okay on the 6-meter debacle. 6 and 1296, both those bands were kind of pukey this last week. On Monday night and then Tuesday for 1296 was really thin, really poor copy. So tonight seems to be ripping and snorting. Everybody's got rocking signals in here. So apparently the weather has stabilized, at least for the moment. Thanks, Dan. Over to 1290, whatever it is, W6PQL, K6MYC.
Yeah, hi, Mike. I had the same experience here going down on the Southern California path into Santa Barbara. Steve was just airplane bursts, and that's it. You know, it'd last 10 or 15 seconds and then go down into the noise again. A couple of sequences like that. Jim over there in San Jose was hearing them also, but just on those airplane bursts. That's about all we were getting. He was just a murmur in there otherwise. 73s for now. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, that was on 1296 yesterday?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, well, the conditions were really poor. Of course, if you get up high enough, then the conditions don't mean anything because you're basically above the weather, the inversion and the tropo or the ducting and whatever is not existent. So you get up there with an aircraft and it can work good. That's why the bounce path that we get from Placerville is usually much better than the direct path from the standpoint of QSB and reflection, not reflections, but multi-path flutter and all the rest of it. Anyway, all this stuff you know and I know, so and most of the other guys know it too now. We're going to be making a little change. I don't know whether you want to put a note on the website or not, but probably starting tomorrow and for sure next week, not only will we have the streaming video and the streaming audio on for the guys to look at, but they'll also have a look at whatever antenna I'm on. The rotor controller will be on the screen, so they'll know what direction I'm pointing. Frank is interfacing along with Aaron. They've been working on the interfacing and getting that on the stream. So there'll be a little box somewhere on there that'll say we're pointing at 287. Now this may make the guys sharpen their logic up on where 287 is. If I say point your antenna at 270, there's a few people that don't know what 270 is. Over.
Oh, they can't subtract 180 from that, huh?
I don't know. No, 270 is due west, of course, and then you got 360 is north, and 180 is due south, and then everything in between. 90 is east. But if I'm pointing at LA, I'm usually pointed at 152 or 155, and they've got to know where that is. Reference to the compass. Of course, we go by. We don't go by magnetic north. We go by true. So all the headings that are on the screens will be as close to true as we can make them. There may be little errors, but they'll be close enough so the guys can generally know where we're pointed. So that's a little addition we're putting in, and so that's the story there. All right, let's see. Anybody else in the Bay Area for check-ins to the 2-meter Bozo Net before we move on to Lafayette, K6MYC? I don't hear Ed this evening. Ed, where are you? KWA6AXX, are you here? Ed's hiding out again. Okay. Let's see, Gary. How about Gary? WB6WNI. Where are you, Gary? Don't hear Gary. K6QFO. How about you? Well, for heaven's sakes. No, I'm forgetting somebody else there. We haven't heard KT2G for quite a while, but he's maybe back and forth to Italy, settling all the affairs of his mother, who I believe has passed away now. That may be why we're not hearing Mark very often right now. Okay, one more chance. Bay Area, anybody? K6MYC. Okay, no Bay Area. Read this. Would you really want to go to 295?
288.
I'm going to go to 295.
There. That's 297.
Okay, this should be close enough for you, Gary, if you're still there. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Sounded good, Mike, and Judy in the background I can hear. Howdy, this is KE6QR. Gary and Vallejo, you guys are sounding good. A lot of activity on 2-meter sideband tonight. Life is good, so I'll keep it short. You guys have a great net. I'm listening to all the great check-ins here.
We got you, Gary. Thank you very much. And solid copy. A little bit of up and down QSB, but not bad. And certainly didn't harm the copy at all. Glad you're having fun watching the net tonight.
Yep, it's going pretty good, and I think there's some guys up from Placerville looking for you too, possibly.
Yeah, we got one already. We got Phil up there. Well, not Placerville. Phil's in Latrobe. No, where the hell's Phil? I forgot. Twainhart. Yeah, Phil's in Twainhart, but that's all up in that same area. We got him already, yeah. But we'll get to Phil in just a second, and we're coming up toward Sacramento in just one more second. Dennis, we'll be right with you. Let me pick up N6RO. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO in Oakley, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, high temperature 67. Dinner will be Chilean sea bass and Brussels sprouts. Almost recovered from the weekend.
Almost recovered. This is Hump Day. Hump Day is the day you get over the weekend and you start rolling into another one. What's the contest? What's coming up this weekend, over?
It's the ARRL CW sweepstakes, which is my first contest.
Oh, okay. Your first and hopefully not your last. Well, I know you'll be involved in that one, being an enrolled CW guy. You have pounded a key from time to time, right?
Oh, occasionally. Yeah, and I 1953 was my first sweepstakes as a novice.
Oh, very good. Well, good to hear you. You're nice and loud here this evening. And Judy's got you logged in. And fine on the Chilean sea bass. I thought you were so chilly. It was 867. We were higher than that here. I'm sure we got into the low 70s and maybe mid 70s here. It was very pleasant. Started out warmer than usual. I put a jacket on to go into town, and I almost didn't need it. It was just that warm even at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's kind of unusual. But anyway, it was a nice day. But toward the end of the day in the evening, it started to cool off, and I did start another fire. So 2 nights in a row now I've had a fire in the fireplace, which is just nice. It takes the edge off any little chill that's left over in the house. We like to open the doors and air the place out during the day, and that when we got home a little bit, so it cooled it down to probably 70 before we closed the doors. So there you are. We had a nice, big, huge cuisine hamburger tonight. Literally a cuisine hamburger. It was unbelievable. The boys put that together, and that was the only thing on the plate, but you didn't need anything else. Over.
Sounds like a double whopper. Yeah, it's been chilly up here too. I had to run the heater the last 2 mornings. It's nice and cozy here in the shack. At the moment I'm monitoring the World Series, which looks like the final game. And my Wednesday night sprinter is leading the whole pack in the U.S. in the CW Ops sprint Wednesday night. So I'm trying to do 3 things at once in 6-hour row.
Well, you better. Have you had dinner? You did have dinner, right?
No, it's coming up. I had a very late, I had a nap this afternoon and feel pretty good now. And then I had lunch at 4:30, so dinner's going to be at 9.
Okay, well, 9's coming up. We're not that far away. You better get after it. All right, see ya. We'll see you tomorrow night on your big band, 432. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC, going up to Sacramento.
It's not a big swing band, is it?
756. There's 756. Go ahead, Darren.
Oh, what am I thinking here? Good evening, Mike.
Look on the wall there, and your call should be printed out there somewhere.
Bravo 756 for the check-in.
We got your 756. Thank you, Darren. Good signal. I think by accident Dennis said something over you, but I don't think I missed anything there. Hopefully you're keeping well. We still haven't had a chance to look at Amarillo's Kennedy yet, but we'll get to that maybe tomorrow. Today we were in town all day at dentist's office and some shopping, so we didn't do any computer stuff today at all. But we had a wonderful day. It was very relaxing and quite successful, so I think overall it was a great day. The temperatures and everything was quite pleasant as well. But we're ready to get out of the cold ham shack here in the barn and get in the house, so we're going to wrap this thing up here in the next few minutes. Dennis, over to you, and let's see who you've got. So Judy's poised and ready for some numbers. WB6ISO 86, K6MYC.
Yeah, and a very pleasant good evening to you there, Mr. Mike, and also Judy, and Mr. Darren over there. Did not mean to step on you there, Mr. Darren. Apologize for that. Anyway, very, very pleasant good evening to Judy. Judy, how are you?
I'm fine and dandy. How are you?
I'm doing better. I was off the air for a while. I was in having a little bit of surgery done on my hands. Trigger finger. Have you ever heard about trigger finger?
I'll bet you I haven't.
Well, they did both hands and everything else at the same time, and holy moly. Anyway, it was not a lot of fun, and didn't even hard enough where you could actually push the button down on the microphone and everything hurt so bad. But anyway, we're slowly but surely recovering. Also did work, Mike did work earlier, Mr. Richard, KD6BQ over there in the Nevada area, so we're reestablishing some contact over there. Anyway, down to the business at hand. If Judy, are you ready? I do have some numbers here to check in when you're ready, okay?
She's ready.
Okay, we got KA6OSX. That's, of course, Mr. Kent up in the Clear Lake area. And his number is 160. And next we have an N1 PPP. That's a mouthful. Mr. Dave, 336. And next one we have is a November 6 Bravo X-ray N6BX. His name is Larry. He's located in Sassoon City, over by toward the Bay Area, or Vacaville, somewhere over that area. His number was 782. So how are we doing so far?
Got it all okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Next one we have is a KA6 November Bravo Charlie, Richard, number 849. And let's see, we have a November 6 Tango November India. That's Mr. Dan, North Highlands, number 132. And let's see here. I do believe that's about all I have for you. And of course, I'm Bozo 86. So how'd we do?
Got it all okay.
We did great.
And Judy, you're sounding great. How's your eyeballs doing? Everything fine?
They're fine.
Oh, that's super. That's super. And Mike, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I don't have any of those serious problems. Well, I did have one finger that had trigger finger, and that fixed out a year or two ago. So I know what it is, and it is unpleasant. And to do both hands at the same time, man, that would be a real problem. I don't know why they would even do that, because there's one thing you need both hands for, at least one hand. And if you don't have either hand, you're in big trouble. And that is, in the blue room, over.
Yeah. Well, problem I told him, I can't even ride my darn Harley because if you try to squeeze the clutch down and your finger locks up, you can't release the darn clutch. So I told him that's a problem. And he's, oh my God, you can't ride your Harley. He said, get in here, let's get this fixed immediately. So then he was having a problem with the finger. Now, when you've been cranking wrenches for so many years and everything else, I guess, it happens. Somebody was saying, I think you told me that. Getting old sucks, is that what you said?
That's what well, sort of, yeah. My mother used to say, you got to be tough to get old, is what my mother would say, and other people have more crude vernacular.
It ain't for sissies.
Well, yeah, getting old sucks, but the alternative is no good neither. That's for damn sure. But we'll muddle on and do the best we possibly can. Well, you take care, Judy. You take care. It's always nice hearing you on the radio. You take care. Have a pleasant evening. Stay warm down there, by all means. And we'll look for you the next time around. WB6ISO.
And good healing on the hands, Dennis. Do the therapy, and you'll be fine. They come out fine. There's little stages of improvement, and then you seem like you're not getting better, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and it's better again. But it is kind of a funny little surgery. They actually have to slit the tube in your hand. There's your tendon goes through that tube, and they just slit the tube and open it up. It doesn't hurt anything. It just closed the tube, and when you're done with it, it's just an open channel that the tendon slides back and forth in, but it stops it from locking up on you. So they probably explained that to you. But it is a very simple operation, but in a delicate area. Judy's got one that drives me crazy. One on each hand. It's the ring finger, it seems like. It always gets the ring finger first. That's what she had, and that's what I had in my right hand, the ring finger. Now, the left hand hasn't done anything. I haven't got any problem in the left hand. Just the ring finger in the right one was the only one that ever has had to be worked on me there. So, there you are. Thanks, Dennis. Nice job on the pickups and the
Bozo again?
86. Yeah, Dennis is 86. So, see you later, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 432 if you can mash the mic button.
Oh, I will imagine. I'll be able to get in here, I believe, on 432. But, they did both hands. Mine was the middle finger, the one that you give that grand salute with. That was the problem I was having, and then on the right hand, the thumb as well. So he said, well, we're going to do both at the same time. I said, are you sure? I said, well, we just do one at a time and leave me at least one left over. I want to take and scratch her when he said, no, you'll be fine. I said, okay. Well, I appreciate the information there, Mike. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but you do believe I found out how sensitive your hands can be. A lot worse than people think. A lot of nerve endings, and if you ever get it banged in the car door, you'll know. Yeah, for sure. Not being able to let go of your clutch is one problem. But the big problem is you can't do the Italian salute with the darn. I know, but the problem is if it's locked up, it won't get up there to do that proper salute, so that is a problem. Okay. With that cheery note, we'll go over and see if Bill is there. KO6KD 73 Dennis, KO6KD K6MYC.
Yeah, KO6KD number 776. The only drawback that is not so much deploying the middle finger, it's that trying to retract it. If it stays that way, then you're not going to it's not going to go for the intended recipient. It'll go for others as well. So that could be a big problem. But at any rate, enough said there. Good evening, Dennis. And Darren, I can barely hear him out there. And John's also waiting. Good evening to you, Mike and Judy. And so if you can get KO6KD 776, and also you've already got Rich. But he checked into the 75 meter net. And I asked him, I said, well, when are you going to be checking into 2 meters? He said, well, he's got a truckload of 45G showing up tomorrow. And so he figures another week or two he should be back on the air. If you hadn't heard that news, Mike, over.
No, I hadn't. I was wondering what the hell was keeping him off of 2 meters. So that's good news. Maybe we'll hear a lot more from Rich. He's an interesting and talented guy, of course, in his own way. So it's good to see him at least getting interested in checking in through Dennis. I noticed that's been going on for about 3 weeks, and that was a good sign, so that's good. Thanks for the check-in. Thanks for the feedback. I should be in there tomorrow morning. You probably noted by now we were at the dentist this morning. We had to leave here about 9:30 or so, and I just had so many other things that we had to get done with breakfast and everything. I just didn't get on the net, get on in the morning, but I may be there tomorrow, Lord willing, and the sun rises so we can see some light in the room, or?
Yeah, it might still be a little overcast. Not sure if you're going to be getting it. They're forecasting.
I hear you. Hang on.
Overcast and some rain here in this area tonight, with the larger amount coming in Friday night and Saturday morning. So, but tomorrow during the day it's supposed to be just fine. So, anyway, very well. Phil and I, we spent the better part of 45 minutes sitting at the kids' table, and he sure is having a good time with that amp, the German amp. He's having a lot of fun with that, and it's working wonderfully for him. He sounds really, really nice. So, all right. Anyway, we'll look for you tomorrow if things work out. If not, then perhaps I'll see you tomorrow night on 432. With that, I'll turn it on over to John, who's waiting patiently in the wings. 7-3 is 1 and all, KO6KD.
Go ahead, John. 7-3, Bill.
Hello and goodbye, Bill.
And the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759, over.
Yeah, big, loud signal. John, hang on a second. Was that you breaking back in, Dennis, or was it somebody else that broke during Bill's transmission?
No, I was just saying hello and goodbye to John and also Bill.
7-3.
I think it was somebody else. Hang on just a second, guys. Was there somebody else that wanted to pop in here for a check-in? K6MYC 2 meter Bozo Net beaming towards Sacramento area. Oh, I hear a Mobile in there. I heard the word Mobile. That must be KE6ILX, Mobile. We'll put 96 in there. That's got to be you, Jeff. Hang on just a second. Let me get John in here. KR6MR, big signal. John, go ahead.
Roger, Mike. I think we're getting a fade here right now. Last night, 96 was the pit. Fortunately, Jeff, KE6ILX, was able to check me in. He was trying to also check November Whiskey 6 Zulu, Bozo 1099. He was asking to get checked in as well, over.
Okay, 1099. Thank you for checking in. 1099. Was that on what? This band today, right?
Negative, last night on 1296.
Okay, we'll put that one in on 1296 when we get back in the house. We may even have it still with us here. You got the number written down, okay? Give me the number one more time so I can put it in my brain. 1096?
1099, 1099. November Whiskey 6 Zulu.
Yeah, we got it now. Thank you. That just reminds me, I'm sure you're not listening anymore, Adam, but I completely blew you off tonight, Adam. The KE6, God, what's Adam's call? I got a mental block. What's Adam's call, Rob?
VON. I was going to remind you, and I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot too. KE6VON, are you still here, Adam?
I am. I was across the shop working on some stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to forget you, but we had a whole bunch all at once here, and for some reason I didn't get your number when you checked in, so Judy didn't write you down, and that's why she didn't remind me that I'd missed you. I got, is it 1099?
Close, 1040. The other IRS number. And, yeah, you didn't get it because I didn't give it.
Yeah, the other IRS number. That's right, 1040 and 1099. Okay, we got it now. How are you doing over there? Are you getting caught up? Any word on what your time frame may be for the log splitter?
I am caught up on just about everything, and I'm going to roll the log splitter in next week when I get back from work.
Oh, okay, very good, very good. Well, I'm not dying. I mean, I've got tons of firewood, but I still have some stuff I want to clean up. It's in the yard area where Judy's thinking about putting a garden, and I want to get the logs split and get them out of that area. I do have the second side of the chicken pen, so we're going to take whatever we split, which is nice and dry still, and put it in there. Not a lot, but it's going to take me an hour or two or three to get it split, and then it's in the wrong area. It's on the wrong side of my wood barn, so I'm going to have to physically move the logs in a wagon and then offload them again on the other side of the chicken pen. Otherwise, no biggie. It's not your problem. It's mine. Anyway, that's good news. So we're anxious to get it. We were looking at log splitters down at not for any reason, just that they were there. They got a bunch of them out there at Lowe's today. Anyway, good evening, Adam. I didn't mean to apologize again for skipping over you. Luckily, you are busy in the background and not wasting your time waiting for me to check you in here. Thanks much. KE6VON will be in touch. K6MYC.
Sounds good, Mike. Yep, no worries at all. I'm just over there. I'm working on the small engine corner, trying to get it cleaned and organized, and I revamped and moved a few things around and reorganized it, and finally tackling the little containers with all the little miscellaneous nuts and bolts right now. So working on that. So hopefully this thing will be very well organized here in the near future. But yep, I definitely want to get that log splitter done and out of my driveway, and get it back to you. So that's but yeah, my goal is next week is to get the motor off and start getting it ready for the new motor, and then get a mount for the battery made up for it, and yeah, hopefully it'll be ready by next week. So we'll see. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna go back, finish up, and then I'm heading to bed. So 73 KE6VON.
Okay, thanks for
inspiring us.
What's that?
He's inspiring us.
Oh, yeah. Judy says you're inspiring us to get out there and split those logs.
No, the sorts of screws and all the stuff that needs to be organized.
Oh, yeah. We're organizing here. I'm out there. I've finished my orchard wagon top, and I got a real beautiful top, and I'm using it now to spread out all my quarter 20 bolts with magnets, and I'm separating the stainless from the non-stainless, and also separating them in sizes. I had them pretty well organized about 5 years ago, but with my blindness and all, they got kind of jumbled around, so I'm redoing everything and just putting everything back in a nice clean order, so not only me, but other people can go in the shop. I'll tell Frank to go get some 2.5-inch quarter 20 bolts. He'll know which bin to grab. I'm going to label it as well. 73 Adam. KE6VON, K6MYC. Now, let me try for KE6ILX. Jeff, I know we've kept you waiting, sorry. KE6ILX, K6MYC. I'm not sure I hear him now. Let me go back and see if we can get Redding in here. What do we got here? 330 what?
1.
Okay, this should be better for Redding. Redding, 145, KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, if you're there, Rich, K6MYC, over.
Check it, KE6ILX Mobile.
Who was it?
KE6ILX Mobile, quick check, and I have you on the feed.
And now we got you. We checked you in already. I guess you didn't hear me. I bumped the antenna and I went too far away from you. But we got good copy on you now, and thanks again. And John, thanks you also for the help with getting him in. I did start to hear John at the end last night, but it was very marginal. No copy, but detectable. KE6ILX 96, K6MYC.
Okay, local Highway 20.
Okay, he went into a big fade. I lost him, John. John, pick it up for a final from Jeff, over. If you're there, John, KR6MR.
Yeah, KE6ILX might be a little better.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're back up again. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just rolling up Highway 20, coming into Grass Valley. So, on the high spots, it skipped through, so I just jumped in there. So, we'll say 7-3. Did you get to check in?
Yeah, well, you sure got to check in. You're good and loud now. And again, thanks for the help on 1296 last night. That was great. Band was just terrible for you guys. Just terrible propagation for 1296, but it did help to have you in there. Thanks, Jeff. KE6ILX, drive safe. K6MYC.
7-3, KE6ILX, Charlie Mike 99.
Okay, now let's try for Redding. If you guys are still there, sorry we're running late tonight. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, or KO6HS. Redding, Charlie November 80, K6MYC, calling and listening.
Okay, let's give it another shot. You're starting to come up a little bit. KD6 shortwave here in Redding, number 145, over.
Got your 145, got it all okay. Just starting to come up, as you say. I've been moving the antenna back and forth, so part of the fading was me moving the antenna here, Rich. How are you doing up there, and how's the weather been, over?
Oh, it's been pretty cold. My heater's broken, so I can't get that. There's some parts ordered for that thing, so I won't get that for another couple of days or get that back online. It's like 42 degrees or something this morning when I got up. Not too nice. We did have some sprinkles tonight, though, so the rain is coming over.
Oh, good on the sprinkles. We're supposed to be getting some sprinkles here on Saturday. But we're not sure. We'll believe it when we see it. We haven't had any rain yet since May, so we're still starving for rain here. But Saturday might be the big day. Anyway, good to hear you. We had one big bump in the middle. You came up like you were in the room with us, and then you went right back down again. So the band's all over the place here. Let's see if Jerry is in there. KO6HS. Say how we're doing, Jerry. KO6HS Redding, K6MYC Central California near Fresno, over. Yeah, well, say it now. Say your number now so Judy can hear you. You just came up out of the noise. Go ahead. she didn't get it. You had a fade again right on it. 230 though. We got you. Okay. And yeah, the band is flaky as hell tonight. It's up and down and all over the place. You come up real strong for 3 or 4 words, and then you drop right back. But great to hear you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in and having to wait so long to get in for very short conversations here. You are appreciated, believe me, from a standpoint of propagation and many other reasons. So it's always good to have you in here, and I really appreciate your attendance and your interest in weak signal work here. Hi. 73s, Jerry. Back to you, Jerry, and then we'll finish it up with Rich there. KO6HS, K6MYC. Over, Jerry.
All right, Roger. Yeah, you came up real good there for a minute. You came up real good, and then it faded back down. So propagation, like you said, all over the place. Okay, we just got some rain. Just started sprinkling about 15 minutes ago. Just started sprinkling, so the rain is coming. 73, we'll catch you later, KO6HS.
Okay, well, hopefully you get more rain. We need all the rain we can get on the West Coast here. Very good, Jerry. 73s, and back to you, Rich. KD6SW, K6MYC.
Okay, I forgot to put it over to push to talk here. Yeah, all righty. Good to hear you again. I'm glad you were able to copy me on 6 meters. Also, it's a real sketchy contact, but we were able to get through to you. Anyway, 7-3 to you all the way down there in rain country in Fresno. KD6 sopping wet.
Holy cow, you're blowing me out of the shack. The band is just all over the place. Judy and I are just backing off on the radio because you're just knocking us over with the signal strength right now. Yeah, it was good to work you on 6. I got about 5 words, and then I lost it from then on. But and then we heard your final very, very weak 73s and so on. We did catch your CW at the end there. And I appreciate your effort, and it was really, really good to work you from up there on 6. Thanks, Rich. Good to hear you here. And again, thank you and Jerry for your participation and your long waiting periods waiting for me to get my lazy butt up your way. That's always good to hear you. KD6SW and KO6HS in Charlotte, November 80 near Reading. K6MYC clear 7-3.
Okay, so long there, Mike. You're up to about S7 here. Real good copy right now.
Yeah, you're good too. It's fluttery, but quite strong. 7-3, Rich.
7-3, well, the signal's up. See you later.
Yeah, you never did come up like Rich. Rich had a couple of peaks, Jerry, that were just horrendous. But you haven't done that for us here, so it must be his altitude. He's at a little different altitude. He got into some kind of a duct there and just came in like he was in the room with us. 7-3, Jerry. 7-3. KO6HS. K6MYC. Bye-bye.
See you later. Rich is a little bit different. KO6HS. Bye.
You got to put that antenna up about 140 feet. We'll hear you good. Over.
Roger.
I know you'll get right after that. Okay. Take care. Now, let's see. Anybody else while I'm pointed up to Sacramento Valley? K6MYC Bozo Net before I go to Nevada? Okay, I don't hear anybody else, so let me go on up to Reading. Here we go. I mean, to Nevada. Here we go. Going to Nevada. Here we are to Nevada. I wonder if you're still there, Richard. We heard you earlier. Very, very light. KD6BQ, KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. Yeah, I was talking with Dennis, and I wasn't pointed in your direction. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Very good. Yeah, Richard said that, Dennis said that he'd been hooking up with you there, and he mentioned your number, but I said, well, I'm going to get you. I knew you were on here, so one way or the other, you were going to be logged in, whether I worked you now or put you in at the time that I was talking to Dennis. Anyway, good signal. not bodacious, but certainly very adequate. And I wonder if you've heard anybody else on here this evening. Over.
Yeah, Larry's here. I was just talking to him on 220 FM. So Larry's around, and I'm assuming that Daniel's hiding in the background somewhere. Over.
WA60IB back again.
Okay. You want to say hello to Richard up there in Wassa Valley, Ken?
Yeah, I better get my beam up there first.
He's going to bring the beam up that way. In the meantime, let me pick up Larry and then maybe Daniel while Ken is rotating here. WA60YB is back in. He has a 10-meter net that just finished with. N7 Whiskey Tango. How about you, Larry? N7WT, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, N7WT. 5 and 9. You're peaking over 9 for a minute there, and it started dropping down. But anyway, numbers here are 657, and you're loud and clear at the moment. But boy, when you do QSP, sometimes right into the noise. Over.
Yeah, I hear you. 657. Did you get that, Judy? That was Larry. Good signal, Larry. No problem copying here, but the 6 in your, when you said 657, it didn't come through real clear, so I wasn't sure if she got it. Very good. Nice signal here. I'm hearing some fading on you, but not losing anything, so that's good. Stand by a second. Let me see if Daniel's in here, and then we'll give it over to Ken and let him say hello to all three of you guys here. KE7UQL, Daniel, how about it? K6MYC. Very weak, but we've got you. 272. Stand by. We'll get you in here. Kim, you want to go through the numbers there with the boys? Over.
Yeah, KE7UQL, KD6BQ, and N7WT. I guess they're all in there. Anyway, Larry, you were 5 and 9, and Daniel, you were a little bit into the mud there a little bit, but still copyable. But anyway, good evening to all. Yeah, I was just came back from 10 meters. When the net was over, I looked down and on the screen and saw FT8 really strong, so I got on there just to see what was happening, because the whole band was empty except that little portion, and Russia was coming in like crazy. I'd worked a dozen stations all over the entire continent there. So from Moscow to the east all the way to the west coast of I should say east coast of Russia. But anyway, I just took the opportunity. I worked a dozen stations there in Russia, so having fun on FT8 on 10 meters. WA60IB.
Okay, Richard, pick it up.
Okay, Mike. Good evening there, Ken. WA60IB, KD6BQ. You're running about 5 dB over S9 most of the time up here. A little bit of fade once in a while, but congratulations on the 10 meter stuff. And I'm still waiting for 6 meters to open and somebody to show up on sideband. I'm still got my fingers crossed for sideband activity. So anyway, good luck with the 10 meter FT8, and fingers crossed for all of us for 6 meters over.
Yeah, well, 6 was open sideband here the other day. Worked a bunch of guys out in the South America and out in the Pacific. A bunch of them, and I was real happy because we just see a lot of FT8 and not much sideband, but it did open up and a bunch of sideband guys showed up, so that was a lot of fun. But anyway, I just saw the signals on there, and that was the only signals on the band on 10 meters, and they were giving me plus 20 and plus 18, and so the conditions were just too good to pass up. So anyway, you're about an S9, about S8 to S9, so back and forth a little bit of QSB, but very, very strong tonight. How about you, Larry?
You're 5-6 right now. You were up about a 5-8. Anyway, that's good to say from here, Ken. You learned to speak up, but the most loudest I heard you was about 5-8, and you're right now 5-6, and going down. Over.
Okay, yeah. Well, you were good, solid S9, and now you're down about an S5. So we're back in the fade again. So very good. And let's see who else in there. Daniel.
Yes, hello there, Ken, WA60IB. You're reaching me about S7 at this time. Solid copy, over.
Okay, yep, you're about the same here. Not bad at all. Good solid signal. It was a little weaker earlier, but you picked up a bit, so it's odd. The different fades and the different locations all within that little area you guys up there. So anyway, thank you, Mike. Back to net, WA60IB.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob, and I want to listen for Stan also. K7SUN may be in here. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, well, I can give a shout-out for Stan, K7SUN. Stan, you're on for the 2-meter Bozo Net, KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by. Well, I'm not hearing him. I'm kind of pointing over towards Daniel, KE7UQL. How you doing, Daniel? KM6SR here.
Greetings, Rob, KM6SRR. I've got you loud and clear, over.
Roger, got good clear copy and loud on you, but not doing anything to the S meter. That's the way my radio is there. Anyway, good to hear you in there. I have to go back a little bit for Larry. N7WT, KM6SRR.
Yeah, KM6SRR, N7WT, 5556. You were a little stronger just a little while ago, but right now 5556, N7WT.
Okay, Larry, yeah, you faded out in the middle there and I lost the copy, but I got most of it there. Good to hear you there. Next up, we've got Richard, KD6BQ. You were really loud, Richard, over.
Yep, you're down in a fade right now, Rob. KM6SR, KD6BQ, but you were loud, but kind of fading down right now. But anyway, yeah, I had a good signal on you before, over.
Yeah, you went down a little bit too there, but then I had peaked on you, so it should be a little better. But yeah, earlier it sounded like you were in my driveway. KE7UQL, KM6SRR.
No, you were talking to Richard, KD6BQ. Pick it up, Richard. He just gave you the wrong call, over.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong one. Sorry, KD6BQ.
I had an eyeball with Stan this morning, K7SUN. He came over to our ham radio breakfast over in Carson City, and so first time I'd had an eyeball with Stan. So yeah, he was over to Carson to pick up some medicine, I guess, and he came by and had breakfast with us at the Black Bear Diner there in Carson City. We had about a dozen guys there this morning. Pretty regular group every Wednesday morning, a bunch of ham to get together. So it was nice to see Stan. It was the first time I've met him in person there, over.
Oh, very good.
A little bit at the end there, Richard. Sorry about the call sign mix-up there. Good to hear you there, KD6BQ, KM6SRR.
Yeah, down for me right now, Rob. I don't know how you're copying me. KM6SR, KD6BQ, I guess. Back over to you, Mike.
Okay, yeah, we got solid copy, but you're way down at the moment. But we got the information about you having breakfast at the Ham Club in Carson City and having breakfast with Stan, K7SUN, who was over picking up some medicine. Very good. I'm glad you got a chance to meet him. I've never met Stan, to my knowledge. I haven't met any of you guys, to my knowledge. But maybe one of these days it'll happen. Who knows? Anyway, good copy from everybody in terms of readability. I haven't lost anybody's words yet. But we'll keep it short. We're done, and we're kind of tired. I'm kind of tired. Finally, we'd been in town and fiddling around all day. Came home and lit the fire and tried to watch a little TV between naps. So we're anxious to get done here this evening. Good evening, and is there anybody else that wants to say hello to the boys in Nevada, please? Over.
Kilo 7, Sierra Uniform November, Mike. I'm late, but I'm here if you copy me, over.
Oh, yeah, we copy you fine, Stan. Good signal, and I'm not quite pointed at you. I could give you a little more signal, but I don't think we need to. Great to have you in here. And I guess you got a chance to meet Richard. And I don't know if you'd met Daniel before. I think, Daniel, were you at the breakfast with the rest of them, over? Okay, no Daniel at the breakfast. Okay. Well, at least you got a chance to meet Richard, so that was good, Stan. Nice signal, no problem copying. K7SUN 442. You might give Judy your number again, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yes, Bozo number 442. And
And yes, I was just about ready to check in, and my wife came down, and you know who I had to listen to. So anyway, took me a minute, but I did get to catch you before it was over, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm glad you did. And you'll have to listen to the wife first. She's first on the contact list. Over.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I had to do. So, you know, happy wife, happy life, Mike.
Yeah, happy life, happy wife is for sure, for sure. Great to have you in here, Stan, 2 times in a week. I can't believe it. I'm about to fall off my chair here. It's great to have you, and try to do it more often. Thanks so much for being there. And I'm glad you got a chance to meet Richard there. Back to you for a final, and if you are copying Richard, you can turn it back over to him there in Wausau Valley. K7SUN in Fallon, Nevada, number 442, K6MYC Bozo. Go ahead.
Good evening, Stan from Clovis, California.
Roger, guys. Well, yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being there, Mike. So it's wonderful when I get a chance to check in. And it's going to be winter time, so I'll get a lot more chances to check in. So anyway, 73 Mike, K7SUN.
Now listen up, Stan. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, Stan, it's been a long time. K7SUN from WA6 Oscar India Bravo, WA6OIB. Good evening. It's been a while.
Roger, Ken, we got a very good copy on you here in Fallon tonight. So, yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, I've just been doing other things all summer long. So, yeah, I'll try to get in here a little more often. Over.
Well, very good. We like to hear from you over there. You betcha. From the hinterland out there. Okay, very good. 7-3s, and nice to hear from you again. Oh, by the way, you're about an S8 here. Good, solid signal. Nice signal. WA6OIB. Thank you, Mike.
All right, Ken. Bye-bye, guys.
Okay, 7-3, and over to you, Richard, for a wrap-up. KD6BQ, K6MYC for a final.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, and Larry's chatting with me here on 222 at the same time. But, yeah, well, good signal is coming back up. So, yeah, I heard something from Dennis. I didn't realize some bad news. He told me that Russ in the DRF is a silent key now. So that was a bit of a shock for me.
You mean about his hands, with his hands, or something else did I miss? Over.
Relay.
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, he was talking about Russ KLS, I think it was, and that he's a silent key now.
K6ERS.
I'm trying to follow this. I've heard everything that Richard said. I thought I didn't hear any comments. You're talking about Russ, K6 Echo Romeo Fox. Is that what you mentioned, Richard? Over. Yeah, he passed away about 6 months ago, very unexpectedly. Very, very unexpected passing away there very quickly. So we were sorry to lose him. Over. Wow. Richard's having real trouble there. Frank, do you want to try one there for him?
Give me a minute. Not right now.
Okay.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Stan, you came up loud, but then you kind of went down. This is a K7SUN. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, DMO7. Over.
Stan, are you still there? May have gone back to finish the conversation with the wife, Rob. You know how that is.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. You better believe it. He was right. Happy wife, happy life. Okay, back to you, Mike, KM6SRR.
I'm back.
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, and all I was going to comment there, and just to let you know what just happened, I hit my key and nothing happened, and I forgot I was working over there, and I'd unplugged the sequencer for a minute to move the cable, so, and I just was in a little bit of a panic while everything died, but all I was going to comment was that Richard he'd slowly gone down, and then he had just gone away there at the end, so I couldn't hear him anymore anyways, even if I did want to work him over.
Yeah, he did just take a really deep fade, but I copied his CW okay. Richard, has it come back up for you? I'll tell you what happened here, Richard. I moved way over for Fallon. Let me go back your way a little bit here. This should be, this should be closer to Wausau, Nevada. KD6BQ for a wrap, K6MYC, over.
Yep, you're back up, K6MYC, KD6BQ. You're back up to S9. Larry just signed out. He's headed to bed. And that was information that I got from Dennis, WB6ISO, about K6ERF, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that happened a long time ago, but it may be just, maybe he's still passing it on to people that weren't aware of it. Yeah, Russ just came, just was on one day. I think he had a little cold or something. He said, I got a little cold or something, but I'm okay. And he never made it after that, over.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Because, yeah, this is the first time I'd heard about it, over.
Oh, early spring, somewhere between January 1 and March, I think, over.
Okay, that explains it, because I was gone at that period of time. So, yeah, I was a little shocked when Dennis passed that on, over.
Yeah, you could probably check QRZ, and it may have the exact date that he passed, because I'm going by memory, and I could be wrong. He was Bozo 199, and then we had another station that always checked in the same heading, KE6QR, Gary, and he was 177. And so it's always a missing place in my mind when I call Gary in, and there's no 199 there anymore, over.
Yeah, I'm looking at his QRZ page, and it doesn't show him as a silent key yet, so nobody's turned it in. And, yeah, I don't see any evidence of on QRZ, over.
Oh, I'll be darned. Well, maybe I'm trying to think who's the best one. Dennis used to talk to Russ every day, so Dennis would be the best one to contact the FCC and the QRZ people and give them the date of Russ's passing. So if you work Dennis again, he's going to be back now. He was out for a couple of weeks with his hands were operated on for trigger finger. But he's back now, so I'll try to mention it to him either tomorrow or on Sunday night when we talk to Dennis. Thanks, Richard. KD6BQ for a wrap, K6MYC.
You got to be family, or you've got to have a death certificate. That's the only way they'll accept that information.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it works for the FCC. QRZ, I've actually reported several of them that I've known personally, and the QRZ will put it in, but FCC, you got to have a death certificate.
Okay. Alrighty. Maybe Richard, Dennis probably knows the family. He's been talking to Russ for many years. And maybe he can at least give them a call and tell them that they could initiate that. All right, thanks, Ken, and for the information. Good night, Richard. Good night, Daniel. Good night, Stan, if you're still listening. I think we're done here. We got Eddie in already, so there's really nothing else to do on the net. Rob, KM6SRR in the group, K6MYC.
Yep. What do you got for count? I've got 40 on the nostrils, over.
43. Did you say you had, Rob?
Yeah, I got 40. I didn't come in a little late. Maybe I missed a couple in the very beginning. First one I got, let's see, Daryl and Bill and John, over.
Okay, well, we had Dane in here, 107. And and God, I think Aaron and Brittany were in. Of course, you got them. John K6MI was in. Let me think who else was there chatting with them.
That's ones I missed, those three, 107, 1079, and 1100, over.
Okay, well then you got them.
Okay, thank you. I was looking through my past emails to see when I sent over to Jim for the website for Russ's SK, but I guess it was one I must have deleted. I'm not finding it, over.
Yeah. I just can't. I don't do very good with dates of situations. I remember it happening, but I can't even remember when my wife passed away or when my son died. If I don't go at it from 6 different directions, I just don't remember those things for some reason. So I'm not good at it. I know it was 6 or 8 months ago, and it was unexpected. It could have been May. It could have been January for all I know.
Yep, I looked from January up to now, and I couldn't find it, so I guess it's one of those ones that I got to thin out my emails and stuff because I keep getting too close to being over the limit that they allow me here, over.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they've got a small amount, and they don't even let you pay more to have more on their server, so that's what I got to put up with. That's my only source of internet here, over.
Oh, well, you might want to invest a very small amount and get what we've got. We're just overjoyed with what we've got. Frank can tell you about it a little bit because he got it all running for us. But I did buy the Starlink. It's on sale again right now. I think you can get the Starlink system for a little over $300. It's $120 a month. It's really fast. It's the fastest uplink, downlink you could ever imagine. It's not any different on the uplink, but it's very reliable, and it's instantaneous. It takes about, well, I think Frank worked on it maybe an hour, but mainly because we misinterpreted one comment or one thing on the phone. But it's beautifully built, beautifully done, very nice system, and very reliable, and extremely reliable because there's always 16 satellites passing over you at any given time. It's like having 16 cell sites go by all the time, over.
Okay, yeah, I heard you talking a little bit about that, so you could talk to your grandson, I think it was, up there in Idaho. I'll have to look into it and see. The wife does a lot of video and stuff, and I know Aaron was saying he was having issues with it dropping a few things on the stream, so I don't know if it would work for the wife or not, over.
Well, that's on the uplink, but downlink it doesn't have any issues.
Yeah, well, and live streaming is a lot different than, just watching something else. It's what we're pushing to YouTube is not a normal thing for an internet connection.
Yeah, roger that. Well, the wife has to upload videos and stuff sometimes to the servers at school when she's doing projects, so that's what I was wondering about, over.
Well, tell her to go over to Mike's house and she can test it out on Mike's system.
Comment.
Okay, Aaron, well taken there. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, if she's uploading files, that's a different thing than streaming. Uploading files, the system, the on either end, the programs are handshaking, and if there's a missing packet, it gets replaced, so on and so forth. That's even big files. It's totally different when you're live streaming. I mean, it's live. It's going right now, and it's a video, so it's in frames, and that's what we're doing is we're missing frames in the upload. Now, just so you know, I saw speeds at times over 300 megabits a second on the download of the Starlink. The uploads were about standard for what I see in quite a few internet services, anywhere between 9 and 15. So the upload isn't that fast. It's not the super fast, but big difference in the type of thing you're trying to do there. Unless she is actually doing video streaming, then she shouldn't be bothered by it, Rob, over.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean there. I hadn't thought about it that way, but yeah, there's error correction on the files, but on live streaming you don't have it. No, she just does files and stuff, so we'll have to look into it. Although that's probably about 3 times what we're paying now for what we have, and I'm not sure what her uplink speed is now. We got the fastest one that they'll have here at Ponderosa, over.
$120 a month. That's not 3 times more expensive than Ponderosa. You must be paying 50 or 60 at least for Ponderosa.
Yeah, it dropped down. Yeah, I think we're paying like 55 or something. So I guess it's twice as much. Over.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. And it gives you, there's a lot of other advantages for it on the long term, and it's a very, very good backup for anything else that's going on. So I think you'll find that overall it'll be fine, and she's welcome to come over here and do a couple of uploads if she wants to try it and see how fast it works. But it's really, really fast on the download, so. It's also portable. You know, you might have to take a few minutes to set it up, but once you set it up in one location, you could take it to another. My grandson has 2 systems, and he takes them all over. He had it in San Gregorio, and he's got it up there in Idaho now, and it's very forgiving, even with heavy trees and foliage and stuff. So all that probably has some effect on the download speed, and perhaps on the upload speed in terms of how many satellites you're seeing at any one given time. By the way, Frank, I moved it, and we got extra cable. I got about 6 feet more cable out of the system. What I did is I moved it to one of the vent covers, which was also level, and it's about 6 feet closer to that window, so we've got some room to move it. You'll see that in the morning. Over.
Yeah, roger that. I saw that as I was driving away. As I come around the corner, I spotted it on the crown of the roof. I was like, oh, okay, Mike already moved it up there where I was talking about. That's exactly where I was talking about putting it, and I was just thinking, yeah, we'd put it up there on some kind of board or something 11 up. So your hands went right where my eyes and brain was thinking at the time. Over.
Well, when I got up there, I thought, hey, this is level. I picked it up and put it over there, and it sits there. I'm holding it down with a couple of bungee cords, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
No, but I should get up there and do a more or less permanent thing if you're going to keep it right there and make it to where, you know, because you know how it is when you'll go for 2 or 3 years and nothing happened, and all of a sudden you get those winds that rip around that canyon, and with a couple of bungee cords, that thing could turn into a kite. Over.
Well, it won't go. It can't go anywhere. It's locked in, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's let it go for now. Anyway, I think it's one of the best things I've done in a long time, Rob. I've converted my home system over to it, and Matt's thinking about using it too, because it's way faster than broadband wireless that we have. Over.
Okay, well, I'll need to check into it then. Thank you, KM6SRR.
Alrighty. Frank, you want to give us a quick download, or can we do it in the morning? K6MYC.
That is entirely up to you, sir. If you want me to tell you what I've been up to right now, I will. But if you guys want to get out of that cold barn and get in the house, I can talk to you tomorrow.
Now, we're cold in the barn here. We want to go in, so we'll catch you tomorrow. How's that?
Well, not until I tell Judy a story. Hi. Okay, you guys have a good evening. Thanks for doing the net. Thanks for your help, Judy. Have a good evening. Good night to Rob, Aaron, and everybody else. W6BBS, DMO7.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Frank. Good night, Mike. And good night to you, Aaron, K6USY.
Yeah, good night, everybody, and looking forward to tomorrow night, and we can play around with the rotor controller and actually have it up and running.
Well, nobody else will comment, so I guess I will. Yeah, I poke around here. I got a couple of different options on computers. That computer may not go up in the barn for a little while, though, because it's just going to take me a while to get to that point. It's not a matter of the parts of the computer or anything. It's just a matter of time. We've got so many different things cooking. I'm 3/4 of the way done doing the shed conversion over to battery and whatnot, but I've got a 100-amp panel that's just sitting on the floor, not hooked to anything, and wires hanging across the wall, and that's got to be done. And but right away we want to get the there's something else we're doing connected with you or something, I don't know, but we're doing everything we can, Aaron, and we'll get it as soon as we can. And I appreciate you're thinking of doing that, and so on and so forth. And I'm glad that I had a little bit of knowledge about the program and how everything works. So this is coming along nicely. I think it's a good project.